Let's check who is here with us tonight. Just want to check. We are here. We're going to start just now. Don't go away. Just make sure that you stay tuned. We are going to start. All right. Let's start to check on those that are joining with us tonight. So I'm hoping that you are so very good wherever you are. I can see that we do have some people that are joining with us. I want to check your name. I want to be sure that everything is coming okay. If you can, please just make sure that you are also notifying us in terms of who is coming in there. If we are not able to comment in terms of your participation, we will definitely make sure that we come back to you and make sure that we are also giving you feedback wherever it's necessary. That is what we're going to try and do tonight. So we want you to make sure that you are here. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to do me a favor, Puti. I see you there. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to take about 2 or 3 people that you believe will benefit out of this webinar. About 2 or 3 people. Please make sure that you tag them, and you can also share the link, with other people that can also benefit out of this. And that's what we're doing here tonight, as we have invited you, and we are hoping that you are going to enjoy this with us tonight. I'm going to make sure that I stick to the time that we have agreed on. I know that it is what should I call it? It's a contract that we have, and our commitment that we have, and making sure that we are sharing with you something that is helpful to you. So we want you to make sure that you stay tuned, and don't forget, as I requested, to share this with about 2 or 3 people that you believe will benefit out of this webinar. I want you to make sure that you're inviting about 2 or 3 people that you believe they are going to benefit out of this webinar. And we are hoping that you are going to be blessed. That's what we're doing here tonight. I'm going to be sharing with you, as we promised, the importance of planning and the importance of goal setting. That's what we're going to do here with you tonight. The importance of planning or the importance of goal settings. That's what we are going to do. And if you are watching us, whether it's your first time or you are here with us, not necessarily the first time indeed, make sure that you give us the feedback. Make sure that you also talk to us on where you are joining us from. That way, it will help us to make sure that we know how far we are able to go. So make sure that you write on the comment box, let's participate. This is for us. This is for us. And we also want you to make sure that you are participating with us tonight. So just make sure that you are writing there on the comment box, and you are making sure that you are giving us feedback in terms of what we're doing here tonight. If we are coming to you, okay, give us thumbs up. That way, it will definitely make sure that it helps us to improve in terms of the work that we are doing here. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, at JJM Leadership Foundation page. And this is where we are. And as we're committed that this year, 2022, we're making sure that we inspire you to your greatness. We are inspiring you to your greatness. That is what we're doing in this year. And we are hoping that wherever you are surely inspired. I'm going to make sure that I take you through a quick presentation or a quick session talking to the power of planning or the power of goal setting. That's what we're talking about. And I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that when we talk about a plan, it is a distance between the start and also the finishing or the end. It is the distance between the start and the finishing or the end. It is the beginning. It is that distance between the beginning and also the end. So where you are today and also where you want to go, it is determined by the power of the planning that you have. I want you to understand that the most important things or powerful things on earth is what we call time and change. Those tools or those things are very powerful. Time and also change are very important and powerful in the world. And so you and I, for us to move forward, we need time and we also need change. Those are the two things that are imperative for us, to look at. But for today's purpose, today's presentation, I'm going to be focusing more on planning. This is important, ladies and gentlemen. This is imperative, and we cannot run away from it because it is imperative in our lives. I want you to understand that in order for us to regulate or control change or time, we need to make sure that we've got a plan. You and I cannot control, we cannot regulate, change if we don't have a plan. And that is why it is important for you to understand. I want you to write it on the comment box that without a plan, it means you and I are already planning to fail. Without a plan, you and I are already planning to do what? To fail. Very important. What you must understand, ladies and gentlemen, about a plan is that it does not tell you what to do only, but it also tells you the stuff that you need to forego, the stuff that you do not need to do in your life. So it is important for you to understand that a good plan is like a road map. It tells you your destination. It tells you where you're going. It also tells you the best route in which you need to take. That is what a plan does. Is that okay? A plan is like a road map. If you are listening to me, please make sure that you write it on the comment box and highlight there that a plan is like a road map. It talks to us, gives us feedback, or it gives us the direction that we need to take. I want you to understand that whether you succeed or fail, you must know that all these things, they depend on the plan that you have. Happiness? Ready to proceed? We're learning something tonight? Please make sure that you give us that feedback because it is important for us to know that you are there and you are also participating with us tonight. Let's talk a little bit about what planning is, and this is important. I'm going to try to look at it in terms of the statements that I'm going to share with you that are going to help you to define what planning is, and that way it's going to be telling you what planning is not. By the way, you must understand that planning is the management of the time or the distance between life and death. You must understand that you and I, we're going to start and a finish, we're going to life and death. Whatever we do in between, it is determined by what? By planning. Planning is applying purpose to time. You must understand that many of us, we are finding ourselves in a space where we've got time, but do we appropriate purpose into it? Because if we don't, it already tells you that we are also putting ourselves in danger or in a challenge of life. What we need to do and also understand is that purpose, planning, it helps us to document, the preconceived determination. It helps us to record the preconceived determination. I want to check on those that are also joining with us tonight. It is important for you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that when we've got a plan, when you and I have a plan, it means we are trying to predetermine our destination. We are trying to predetermine where we're going, where we're going to end up. We are not going to wait for people to tell us how our story is going to end up if we've got a plan. Because a plan talks to us in terms of where we need to go. Happiness to that? So please write it on the comment box that a plan helps you to manage your time from start to finish. If you've got a project, it means you need to be able to manage your time. That is very important. for us. It is imperative, and we cannot afford to ignore that. Time is of essence. Time is very important in whatever we do. Write it on the comment box that you cannot afford not to manage your time. I hope you are following with me. I also want to just highlight to you, ladies and gentlemen, to say that when we are regulating time, when we are putting purpose to time, that help us as well to make sure that we are moving into, I would call it the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving into the right direction, because without a plan, it means all roads, they lead you there. Without a plan, all roads, they are going to lead you there. Very important. Very, very important that we need to know. Without a plan, all roads, they lead into the direction. So it is important for us to understand that we need a plan in order for us to move into the right direction. I want to also just highlight that in order for you to predict your future, you need a plan. You cannot have a future that you are not able to invent. If you want to invent your future, make sure that you focus on your plan, because that is one of the things that is going to help you. The highest form, ladies and gentlemen, of faith, the highest form of faith. When we say we've got faith, we believe in the impossible. We believe in God who can do the impossible, the immeasurable. It means we are saying we are going to plan. You cannot say you've got faith and do not plan. Plan or faith is encompassed by our plan, because when we plan, ladies and gentlemen, it means we are serious about the direction of our dreams. So we need to be able to turn your thoughts into a design. I remember some years back, ladies and gentlemen, when I had a dream of building myself a dream house. Hello? Have you ever had a dream house? Or have you ever had a dream that you want to achieve in one day? I had a dream that I want to build myself a house. When I was doing that, I had to call my architect. My architect came. I shared my ideas. I shared my thoughts on what I need to achieve. But this is what happened. My architect went and came back with a draft and said, "Sir, this is how far we have gone based on what we have discussed." And I said, "It's okay, sir. Let's make some changes there and there." We've made some amendments, made sure that those changes are done. But when we are done, that plan was ready to go. It was registered again with the municipality. It was approved. When it was approved, this is what we did. We had to print that big, was it an A1 or an A0? And we made sure that we are putting it on a wall. And we call that wall a dream wall. It meant that somehow, I believe that one day, this plan is going to come into a real house. One day, this plan is going to house me and my family. This plan is going to house me with my friends and colleagues and everyone that will want to come into my space. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to say that plan, one day when we counted a few years down the line, that plan was no longer just on the wall, but that plan was now a reality of my dream. And I want to say to us tonight that it is important that we turn our dreams into a reality. We need to turn our dreams into a reality by making sure that we have a plan. So a plan tells you where you're going. A plan tells you how you are going to achieve your dreams. It is very important, ladies and gentlemen. It is very important. You cannot say, "I've got faith," but you have got no idea on how you want to achieve your dreams. I want you to write it on the comment box there, that a plan is the highest form of your faith. Plan is the highest form of your faith. I want you to write it again like you believe it. A plan is the highest form of your faith. Without a plan, it means you don't have faith. And without faith, it is impossible to please God. I hope that is connected. Without a plan, it means that you don't have faith. You lack the faith. But when you have got a plan, it means that is the highest form of faith. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to always remind yourself, that I need a plan in order for me to achieve my greatness. I need a plan in order for me to achieve my greatness. Very important. And I'm hoping that you are learning something tonight, something that is going to help you to grow and also become a better person in life. I want you to understand that if you don't design your life, you don't work on your life, you don't predict your future, no one is going to help you to do so. You know why? Because everyone is preoccupied with their dreams. I am preoccupied with what I'm doing concerning me. You need to be preoccupied with what you need to do concerning yourself. Do you want success in your life? Be preoccupied with what you're doing in your life. Do you want to succeed in your life? Make sure that you preoccupy yourself with those activities that are taking you to the right direction. Is that okay? Do you want to unlock your future? A lot of us, we are caught up going to prophets, going to people that we think or believe they will help us to predict our lives. But we forget that the power is within us. We forget that we got the power. Eh? You got the power. I want you to write this, hashtag and say, I got the power. You got the power to predict your future. You got the power to predict the direction of your dream. You got the power to predict where you are going. You got that power. And that power is within yourself. Very important. Very important. I want you to understand that, ladies and gentlemen, you are responsible to the direction of your dream. You are very much responsible to the right direction of your dream. What is so important is that when we understand that planning determines the direction of our destination, we are going to prioritize it within our lives. When you and I understand that when we do planning, it determines the direction of our dreams. When you don't know how you are going to move forward from where you are, when you are stuck and you are not sure if you are in the right direction, make sure that you work on a plan. Because a plan tells you where you are going. It tells you where you're going. Ladies and gentlemen, it tells you where you're going, and it will definitely help you to achieve your greatness. I want to remind you today that there is greatness within you. And our responsibility here, every week is to stir up that greatness within. Our responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, is to stir you up. We understand that you have gone through so much in life. We understand that you are on the verge of giving up. We understand that you are not sure if you are on the right path of life. But what is important is that there is a greatness within you. I want you to write on the comment box that there is greatness within you. We should never miss a point, ladies and gentlemen, about our greatness. And our greatness is not compared with our neighbors, because our greatness is unique and adaptable to ourselves and our circumstances. You do have greatness within yourself. Don't limit yourself. Don't you dare give up on yourself, because there is greatness within you. Don't you dare give up on yourself. I know there are other people that have deserted you. I know there are other people who failed you in life. I know there are other people who somehow disappointed you in some way. But don't you dare give up on yourself, because you are very important to your dreams. Very important. I want to say this to you tonight. And I'm hoping that this is going to help you. And I want to share with you a little bit about the principle of planning, the principle of planning. For those who are scholars and those who read their Bibles, I'm wondering whether you have got time. I want you to visit Proverbs 16. In actual fact, anyone that reads, whether you believe in it or not, but as long as you are a reader, as long as you understand, you must understand from your part that this book cannot be ignored. The Bible cannot be ignored, because somehow it is a way in which it influences our direction of life. But I want you to give yourself time to read what Proverbs chapter 16, verse number 1 says. In the NIV version, it says, to human beings belongs the plans of the heart. I want you to note that. To human beings belongs the heart, it belongs planning. In human beings, it means you and I are responsible for planning. Hello? You and I are responsible for what? For planning. I want you to write it on the comment box and say, I am responsible for planning. God is not going to come and give you a plan, but God is going to come with a validation of your plan. God is going to come with what the direction. I will call it the answers to your direction. God is going to come for them. And that is why in the same Proverbs it says, but from the Lord comes the proper answer of the time. From the Lord comes what? The proper answer of the time. You're looking for answers in life, therefore those answers are with the Lord. But are you looking for a plan? Human beings are responsible. They are tasked with the responsibility of planning. I want you to ask yourself a question. Do I have a plan in my life? I want you to understand that God is responsible for provision. God is responsible for direction, responsible for resources. But a plan, it is your responsibility. I want to share with you 5 things, then we can go. And if you are listening to me, please make sure that you write them on the comment box so that even those that are going to come after us, they will be able to read and make sure that they are taking these points home. Number 1, what you need to do as you're planning, you need to have what we call a clear vision. There is no plan without what? A clear vision. You need to have what? A clear vision. You need to have a clear vision. There is no way, ladies and gentlemen, that you are going to achieve your greatness without a clear vision. A clear vision. Earlier on, I told you about my plan to build a family home. When I was doing that, I needed a clear vision. I needed a plan. I needed an architecture who can interpret my dream. I needed someone that was going to say to me, this is how your house is going to look like. These are the measurements that you need to look at. So you need to have a clear vision. Do you have a clear vision concerning your life? Do you have a clear vision in terms of where you're going? Do you have a clear vision in terms of the direction of your dream? Write it on the comment box. You need a clear vision. A vision tells you where you are going. A vision tells you where you're going to end up. A vision tells us that this is how the final product will look like. A vision tells us that this is how our story is going to look like. A vision tells us that, if it is a house, this is the final product of your house. A vision tells us if it's a direction, this is the place that you're going. A vision tells us that, whatever we're doing, this is how the final product is going to look like. Because when you are clear with the final product, it means you are going to recognize it when you see it. Have you ever seen people that at some point they miss an opportunity because somehow they don't recognize the direction of where they were going? Haven't you seen people or heard people say, I was driving, but somehow I lost track and I even passed the gate of my house? It is because somehow we have lost the vision. We have lost the clarity of vision. Very important. You cannot have a plan without the vision. That's why with those plans that we are very clear that, this is how my life is going to look like in a short term. This is how my life is going to look like in the long term. This is how my life is going to look like in a medium term. So that way, it means you are focusing on the power of your dreams. Did you write that? Are we able to proceed? You need to have clear vision. You need to have clear vision. Very important. The second thing that you need to have, ladies and gentlemen, it's what I will call this priority. You need to set what we call priority. You cannot succeed. You cannot become great without setting priorities in life. You cannot become that. You will wish to become greater if you are not, because one of the things that you're going to do that is going to mess up your life, it's when you are stretching your resources too thin. You are stretching your resources too thin, and that way it means you are going to be limited. When you stretch your resources too thin, it means you're going to be limited in life. You are not going to be able to achieve everything at a go. You need to know that these dreams, these goals that you have, you want to achieve them in the next 3 months. You want to achieve them in the next, 6 months. You want to achieve them in the next year. And that way, it helps you to push yourself into the right direction. You need to have priorities. What is the thing that you want to do and achieve in the near future? What is the thing that you want to achieve as quick as possible? Have you ever realized that when we don't prioritize, it means that we chase everything that is available under the sun? We're going to try to chase every animal, but we can learn from, the king of the jungle, the lion, what it does when it sees its prey. Even when they see a lot of zebras, even when they see a lot of springboks in the field, they are going to try and target this particular animal so that they can chase it until it gets tired, and immediately they will grab on that animal and make it a dinner or their lunch. So my question is, what animal are you going to chase in your dream? What is the thing? What is the thing that you're going to prioritize and say, in the next 3 months, this is what I am going to do? What is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to prioritize and say, this is exactly what I'm going to focus on in my next 6 months? You don't have priorities, ladies and gentlemen, you must know that everything will be priority to you. Sometimes we waste a lot of time because we are not prioritizing ourselves. Number 3, you must also stand, or need to stand or to stop. Let's call it to stop. One of the things that people must do when we want to plan our lives, we must sit down. Maybe let's call it sit down. When you sit down, it means you stop to reflect. Write it number 3. You need to sit down, but in brackets, we don't just sit down there. You want to sit down so that you can do what? You can reflect. You want to stop everything, because a lot of time we've got this unending cycle of our lives. We call it what? Unending cycle of our lives, because we are not stopping. We don't give ourselves a break. We don't give ourselves time to reflect on our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to do things the same way you've done them in the past year, you must know that no matter how much you believe, things are not going to shape your direction. Hello? If you are not going to stop and say, what am I doing wrong and what am I doing right? You are not going to appreciate the power of planning. I want you to stop, ladies and gentlemen. You need to stop and break that cycle, the unending cycle of your dreams, so that when you break it, you will feel re-energized. You will feel that you've got a new vigor, you've got new courage, you've got new energy in order for you to pursue your dreams. Because if you don't do that, you are going to lose the momentum very, very soon. Did I talk to you to that? Write it on the comment box and say, I am going to stop and review my dreams. Review the plan, and yes, you've got a plan now. Decide how often you want to review them. You are not just going to find yourself doing these things over and over again without stopping to review if this thing is working. Did you hear that? Don't just allow this unending cycle. You need to come to a place, ladies and gentlemen, where you stop. In you stopping, it helps you to review if you are on the right direction. Sit down and do your stock taking. If big companies are sitting down, ladies and gentlemen, to review on their successes for the last year, why can't you do the same? If big companies are going to the bush, to the boss garage, to make sure that they review their achievements for the year, who are you? Who are you not to focus on your dream? Number 4, as with April. You need to make estimations. You need to make what? Estimation. You need to make what? Estimations. So what you need to do, it means you need to do projections. You need to project when are you going to achieve a particular dream. That is why when we talk about goal setting, we say your goals should be SMART, which means that your goals should be specific. You must be very clear on what you are going to achieve. You cannot say, I want to pass, without being clear of with how much marks do you want to have or attain a particular subject. So your goals, ladies and gentlemen, cannot be attained if they are not specific. You need to be very clear. If your idea is to lose weight, you need to be very clear of how many kgs you want to lose. You can't just say, I want to lose weight, because you will never know when you've arrived. Is that okay? Your goals must be measurable. That's number two. They must be measurable. Your goals must be achievable. There are people who set goals that are not even achievable. I know that there's greatness within you. I know you can achieve anything that you set for yourself. But the biggest issue is, imagine you are just a school leaver. You left your matric this year, but you are telling us this year you're going to be a doctor. It already tells us that you are going to fail in your goals. You can't just shift, move from this year, immediately you are in the university, and then immediately you are qualified to be a doctor. It has never happened. So I'm saying to you, you need to ask yourself, is my goals achievable? The other thing that you must also do, you must ask yourself, is your goals realistic? How realistic are your goals? And the last thing, you must make sure that they are time bound. My last point that I want to say to you is the price that you're willing to pay. The price that you're willing to pay. Number 5, when you ask yourself, what is the price that I am willing to pay? What is the price that I am willing to pay? What is the price that I am willing to pay? What is the price that I am willing to pay? What is the price that you and I are willing to pay? I want to take you to a story that I heard, some years back. It was a conversation between a chicken and also a pig. And all of them, they had an argument, who is the best in the world. Somehow, the chicken, stood there, made some noise and said, I am the best in the world. There's no breakfast, in human beings, every breakfast, one or the other, there is a chicken in there. The pig went again and said, yes, me too, I'm important. Because every time when you see people eating their breakfast, there's no way that you can't find a big corn on the table. So this became an argument until the pig realized and said, chicken, one of the things that you miss is that for me to sit at the dinner table or in the breakfast table of human beings, it means I had to pay the price with my life. But you are a chicken. You don't pay the price with your life. You just lay eggs there and, the consumer will come and collect. So I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, in order for you to achieve your dreams, to achieve your plan, you must be willing to pay a particular price. Sometimes it's going to cost you money. Sometimes it's going to cost you people or relationship or network. Sometimes it's going to cost you, your time. Sometimes it's going to cost you a particular thing. There is no dream that can be achieved without a price that you're willing to pay. Did you write that down? What is the price that you're willing to pay, ladies and gentlemen? Because there is no achievement of your dream if you don't pay the price. There must be a price to be paid. Sit down and ask yourself, how much is it going to cost you? If you want to build yourself a house, somehow it's going to cost you. You want to go to your university, somehow it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you some friends. Because you must know that in order for you to achieve your dream, chances are you may have to change a friend. If you have got a friend that does not respect your studies and your study time, it may mean that you need to change that friend. If you have to pay the money, sometimes you have to do so in order for you to achieve your dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that there is something that you have picked up for yourself tonight. And I want you to make sure that you write it on the comment box. Give us that feedback. Let us know if there is something, those takeaways, those light bulb moments in your life. What is it that you have learned out of this broadcast tonight? I'm hoping that there is that single thing that you have picked up for yourself. I want to repeat those 5 things, hoping that you remember them, and hoping that those who joined now, at least they will be able to pick up on them. When you are going to plan, you need to make sure that you've got a clear vision. You need the clarity of your vision. What is it that you need to achieve? Because a vision tells you the end before you arrive in there. It tells you how your story is going to end up. Number 2, you need to make sure that you've got priorities. Know which element to chase. Know which one is your low-hanging fruit. Know which one you're going to achieve in the short term or in the long term. You need to know that. Number 3, it is very important that you need some time to sit down. You need to give yourself a break. Stop, reflect. We cannot achieve greatness if we don't sit down, we don't reflect on our dreams, we don't reflect on what we need to achieve. There is no way that you're going to achieve your dreams. Number 4, you need to do some estimation. I told you the principle of setting goals, that they need to be smart. They need to be, specific. They need to be measurable. They need to be achievable. They need to be realistic. They need to be time bound. You cannot have a goal that is just open-ended, but you need to make sure that your goals, they're somehow bound to time. If you don't link time to it, it means you are not yet serious about achieving your dreams. Last thing I spoke about, it is the price that you need to pay. How much are you willing to pay in order for you to achieve your dreams? Thank you for watching. Hoping that there is that one particular thing that you've learned and picked up for yourself. That single thing that you've learned. Don't forget to give us that feedback. And if you may, and there is a particular thing that you need out of us, you're welcome to inbox us, or you go to our email, which is info@jjmfoundations.org. Please make sure that you continue to have that conversation with us. It was good having you. God bless you, and meet you at the top where you belong.